It is finally that time of the year where we look back at everything that happened and see which Honkai Star Rail pairing was the most popular. I think that most of these will be quite obvious, unless you've been living under a rock, but just in case you were, this is the video for you. Before we start listing, I'd like to take a moment to mention last year's video where we covered the most popular pairings from the beginning of the Honkai Star Rail universe up to 2024. This video is going to be a little different, if only because we are looking at them from just this year and not the entire time that Honkai Star Rail has been a fandom. That said, I do have a link in the description that will look at the all-time rankings, so if you're curious about how the ships ranked overall, feel free to have a look there. As with most lists of this kind, the main source of the numbers for this ranking will come from Archive of Our Own. I am fully aware that certain types of ships tend to be more popular within fandom spaces, and that relying solely on AO3 isn't the most accurate way of measuring overall popularity, but I really don't have any other way of doing this, and I ain't that smart, so we're just gonna go with it. But I do also think that looking at which stories are being written and read still makes for an interesting list, regardless of its biases. Just like last year, I will be doing my analysis by inputting the date ranges into AO3's native search function and then pulling numbers directly from there. This will keep the process consistent, and it makes it easier for me to compare the rankings we see over time. First, and probably most important, when it comes to pairings that include Dan Heng and Dan Feng, I've chosen to combine them if the secondary partner is the same. Although one could say that they existed in different timelines, I'm treating their shared presence as a single existence instead of counting them separately. I may revisit this choice in the future, but for now, this is the same approach that I used last year, and I'm going to continue to use it this year as well. Secondly, any pairings that have the "and" symbol, or the general relationship tag as I like to call it, has been removed from the list, as this ranking is focused purely on romantic ships, rather than the broad character dynamics or non-romantic relationships. If you disagree with my methodology, feel free to let me know how I can improve it. I'm just trying my best not to step on any toes, but of course there will be someone that's going to be unsatisfied, and I know that I can't please everyone. Lastly, shipping is something we all do for fun. It's supposed to be something that brings us together, and I don't want to see any negativity toward any ship regardless of where it lands and doesn't land on this list. Always remember, as the ancients say, ship and let ship. With that out of the way, let's take a look at HSR's most popular ships of the past year. Number 10. Phainaxa/Reader. Okay, you guys, I was genuinely unaware of how thirsty you all are, but here is your official 10th place winner, and that is Phainaxa/Reader. Phainon has been an incredibly popular unit ever since the beginning of Amphoreus. As a highly anticipated variation of Honkai Impact 3rd's Kevin Castellana, he served as our companion throughout much of our journey this year. So I think it's only natural that people latched onto him hard. While this definitely won't be the last time we see this man on the list, it's still a bit of a surprise to see how popular this particular pairing was this year. Number 9. 𝒖𝒔𝒑𝒑𝒐𝒓𝒕 Argenti and Boothill are those two characters who just keep on coming up randomly. At this point, it feels like Hoyoverse physically cannot stop putting them into our events, regardless if one of them is an interstellar criminal. I guess that also pertains to our fiction as well, after all.
Finding someone in this vast universe with such similar tastes ain't easy, you know.
Number 8. Aventurine/Sunday. While gathering B-roll for this video, I rewatched the interrogation scene between these two, and I totally forgot how good it was, and also how much I kinda also ship this. Even though it isn't my main pairing for either of these characters, I understand why this pairing has endured. With Sunday remaining with the Astral Express as a travel companion, and Aventurine continuing to pop up here and there, I'm sure they'll be able to meet again face to face eventually, and maybe this time on better terms. Number 7. Phainaxa/Aglaia. I think a lot of people gravitated to this ship because of how well they fit together in the grand scheme of things. Considering the fact that the titans they represent were once lovers, it's incredibly easy to project that history onto them as well. Despite their differences, they share similar goals and slot perfectly into that mother and father dynamic when it comes to raising their mutual student, Phainon. Number 6. Danheng/Stella, and number 5. Danheng/Kalis. I know that there will be some people who will be upset about me doing this, but because of the dual nature of the Trailblazer, I decided to group them together, not because I think that they are the same entity, but because their story with Danheng is fundamentally the same, and also because it gives me a little less work to do. Amphorius gave us some extremely shippable moments with Danheng this year, from that interesting scene at the very beginning at the train car to our poor dragon boy having to wait eons for his Trailblazer to return. It's no surprise that both of these versions did well this year, as we got so much to work with. Number 4. Blade/Danheng. Rounding out our lower half of the list is Blade and Danheng. This ship is an absolute staple within the fandom, and while it might not be the top ship of the year, it still remains as one of the most popular overall. With an incredibly complicated shared past, it still feels like their story with each other isn't finished, and I think that lingering unresolved tension will keep them on this list for years to come. Now that we've gotten to the top 3, I'd like to take a second to ask you all to write down your personal top 3 ships of this year. Last year we got so many comments, and I loved reading every single one of them. So I would be really happy if you guys left me some comments this year and letting me know if anything changed from last year and this year. Did you gain a ship? Did you lose a ship? Or did you find something new? Was your ship on the list, or did it not make it at all? Let me know in the comments down below, and I will be down there as well reading all of the wonderful ships you all have. But with that, let's get to the top 3. Number 3. Anaxa/Phainon. Anaxa and Phainon. Their debates, Phainon's endless praise, and Anaxa's inability to deal with anything like a regular human being makes this literally my favorite pairing of them all. I am a huge 𝒐𝒄𝒊𝒂𝒍 fan, so this pairing was actually my most anticipated of the year, and I feel like it really hasn't disappointed. Imagine having in-game fanfic of your professor being so shy. I am forever grateful for whichever dev in the dev team is as much of a fan of this pairing as I am. And as a bit of an aside and a little bit of a self-promo, I will be making a full-length analysis of this pairing very soon, so if you're interested in that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Number 2. Aventurine/Dr. Ratio. Doctor, you're huge. As we can see here, by their continued rank as second most written about pairing, these two remain as one of the most popular dynamics in-game. We were lucky enough to have a bit of content for the two in 3.8, but it has been a long while since we've been able to get something really substantial. Hopefully, in successive patches, we'll be able to see them take on a more central role. Number 1. Mayday/Phainon. Did we expect anything different? This particular pairing absolutely exploded after their first introduction and has only continued to grow stronger with every successive patch. getting to watch them interact every patch has been such a treat. And I know I'll miss Amphoreus now that we won't get update upon update about their ridiculously shippable relationship, but something tells me that we won't be away from them for too long. Now, if you'd like to know more about this pairing and another little self-promo of myself again, I've actually made a short video about them. The link is in the description, and hopefully sometime in the near future, I'll have a part 2 to finish out the rest of the story. And that is the end of our list. Did it match what you expected in the fandom? Let me know in the comments, and I will see you in my next video, which is hopefully going to be that Friday video.